Hello everybody, this is Dracheli. Today we are going to be taking a look at the Petropavlovsk. It is the Russian Tier 10 heavy cruiser. This ship, as well as the Nevsky, were recently introduced when they split the Russian cruiser line and moved the Moskva over to a premium ship. We're going to take a look at some of the strengths and weaknesses of this ship. As far as the armor goes, it's fairly typical for the Soviet heavy cruisers such as the Stalingrad and the Moskva. However, where it diverges is in the thickness of the armor on the side of this ship. The Stalingrad only has 180 millimeters to penetrate its citadel, and the Moskva has 155 millimeters. However, the Petropavlovsk has 220 millimeters. This allows it to effectively tank battleships while relatively angled. It has 25 millimeters aft and stern armor, but it also has the icebreaker, which is 50 millimeters. That allows you to bounce even shots from the Yamato if you're close enough. Now, one deficiency this ship somewhat has is in its guns. While they have the ability to turn 360 degrees, allowing you to keep all three turrets on target with relative ease, they are no near as accurate as the Stalingrad or the Moskva were. They have decent sigma, but the dispersion is just all over the place, and you'll see some of that here today. And while the HE, there's nothing special about it, the AP does have some pretty wonderful effects on targets. It's got special penetration values and a short fuse, so it's always a reliable choice against almost anything. Now, the mobility of this ship, while it's decent, got a decent speed and it's got a decent rudder shift, it's got a really, really big turning radius. We're talking 980 meters, so almost a kilometer turning radius. However, despite all of that, where I like to play the ship is between about 10 and 15 kilometers. I feel that's a pretty good range. It gives me time to react, but it also allows me to stay effective. And here you get to see that wonderful dispersion in effect as we try and take out this gearing. But unfortunately, we weren't able to save our destroyer there. I'm not sure why he pushed in so far, but he's gone now, so we're just gonna have to make do. See, one thing this ship doesn't handle very well is high explosive spam because of that 25 millimeter armor and because of the commander rework. Now, I'm not sure where these shots go, but you get a wonderful view of the dispersion there. Yeah, ever since the commander rework, both heavy cruisers and battle cruisers have just been suffering severely with the lack of fire prevention. So right now we're just getting melted by that Wooster, so it's time for us to start backing out and disengaging and getting some health again. The last thing I want is that Conqueror to open up on me as well. And I'm going to fast forward a little bit here because all I'm going to do is back out and regain a little bit more life and allow people to position themselves in such a way that is more advantageous to me. I want them to come to me. I want to capitalize on their mistakes. Alright, gearing taken care of. It's time to push back up and support our team some more. Now you notice the Conqueror's pushing down, and I'm taking a gamble. I'm willing to bet his guns are going to be facing towards the Grosse Kerr first. On top of that, if I push forward a little bit, I'm going to have his flat broadside. So let's see what we can do. I got to watch out for that Borgonia, so I'm going to try and put the island between him and I. Now you're going to see the Conqueror's secondary start coming up over that hillside. And that's my sign. That's the game telling me, okay, it's time to move forward and it's time to begin this engagement. I'd set up for it and I was waiting for it, and now it's time to go. So I'm going to angle against the Borgonia since the Conqueror can't shoot me with his main battery. And I'm just going to let the Conqueror have it. He can't turn away because he's got that island there. He's made a serious mistake. It's time to punish him for it. And right here, you can see me, I'm abusing this island, keeping it between me and the Conqueror. That allows me to angle against the aggressive curve first. I don't really care about the torpedoes as much. I just need to maintain my angle, and I need to get rid of this Conqueror as fast as possible. Because I still have to immediately turn around and engage that Borgonia before the Kremlin wises up and realizes I'm showing him broadside. Nice, Conquer down. Time to engage the Burgon. Get rid of him. And fortunately, the Kremlin never does wise up and figure out that he's got basically a free kill down here. Here I am, just maintaining my angle. And that's when something entirely unexpected happens. Yep. A cruiser just killed a battleship with the secondaries. So you probably have been noticing this Kremlin has been broadside to me for a good portion of the game. And while it's not impossible to Citadel a Kremlin, it's very difficult. But I am doing some pretty decent damage. Speaking of Citadels, there goes some, but we need to put him down and continue moving forward. Just pop my last heal because there is a CV in play. And also there's a Yamato over there that technically has my broadside, but battleship players nowadays seem to tunnel vision on what's directly in front of them. I really want to get this kill, but this guy's going to prove to be a little bit more difficult to kill than you would think. He managed to get his heal up just in the nick of time. So there's no more DDs, there's no reason for me to worry about my radars, so I'm going to use those to make sure he stays spotted while I'm over that hill. And you can probably see down in chat the interesting little discussion we're having amongst the two battleships down in the southeast corner. Listen, with the changes right now, that's just how the game is. It's the meta. Do I necessarily agree with it? No. But this isn't anything new. I can remember back in 2015 and 2016 people complaining about battleships just sitting in the back. So, it's nothing new, and to be honest, I don't think it's ever going to change. Okay, let's go ahead and fast forward a little bit here. This match is just about over. It's pretty much in the bag at this point. I mean, they've only got a handful of ships, and, well, there goes one. So I was going to switch over to HE because I was expecting that carrier to just keep going straight west to the border, but then he turned to the north, so I'm going to keep the AP loaded. Carriers have that armored deck that just loves to bounce shots, so we're going to do what we can to farm some extra damage here. And this is This is the ending we always want with carriers. Alright, let's see just how much we can punish this cruiser here. Pop my defensive fire, and... oof. Ooh, that one hurt. There you have it. And so I end up finishing with 192,000 damage, 15 citadels, high caliber close quarters expert, and top on XP. And I know you're probably thinking, oh, well, this is just randoms. You know, I'd like to see something like this in, ranked. Well, turns out we have something just like this. Let's go ahead and take a look at Gold League here. So in this match, I'm going all the way down to the 1 and the 2 line because I really want to isolate where my enemies are. I want to try and keep them all in the same general direction so I don't have to worry about exposing my broadside as much to them. Here you can see me kind of using and abusing the 360-degree rotation of these turrets. That allows me to keep my guns on target while still maintaining my angling. Now when you're playing aggressive like this, you need to really prioritize your targets. If you don't, you're just going to get bogged down into shooting at the nose of another ship while somebody else works around your side. You're going to die if you don't prioritize your targets. And you need to pay attention to where everybody is. And so that's another Petropavlovsk, and you see just how low in the water this ship sits. And its citadel, it's not the full width of the ship, and it's not the full length. So it's a beast to try and hit the citadel of this ship. Now you can see over there, we did have a Thunderer, and I'm not sure what he's doing, or at least what he was thinking he was doing, but he's pushing straight up into the cap. So he's far too close, he's not getting any use out of Deadeye, and his ship is very frail. So I'm going to push up and try and punish him. Now the Petro's pushing out wide, so I got to be careful with my angling here, because that Thunderer can delete me. And he tries his very hardest, but, well, you'll see. So I can't withstand HE spam very well, so I'm popping my radar, and that's just to get the Harugumo to leave his smoke screen, to think that somebody's coming after him. I'm hoping that the Stalingrad will shoot at him. But at the very least I want him out in the open where he's exposed. So he has to think twice about what he's doing. I'm keeping my focus though on the Thunderer because he can delete me. He's my biggest threat right now, so I have to work him down. Plus he's showing me an awful lot of broadside, and in a ship that's that soft, well, yeah, even a cruiser can punish you. So you can see the damage is starting to stack up on me, but I've been maintaining my angling for most of the match, so while I've taken quite a bit of damage, it hasn't really been citadel damage, so I can heal a lot of this. Right now I'm going to continue focusing on this Harugamo, get rid of the HE spam. He's the biggest threat, and fortunately I get lucky. He eats a torpedo. Otherwise I might not have survived this. So when it comes to DDs, always assume that they're going to survive, and you keep shooting at them until they're 100% dead. Because if that fire... I've had fires go out when there's like 9 hit points remaining, and the guy gets away, and, you know, at that point he's just basically a torpedo boat, but still, get rid of the ship while you can. See, this guy, he's stuck on that border, showing broadside. But once again, he's in a Petropavlovsk, and you can just see how tanky this thing is. Now, I probably should have been aiming a little bit closer to the rear of the ship. So all I'm going to do here is just maintain my angling. I'm going to use and abuse that 360-degree firing arc when it's possible. And I'm just going to keep pumping HE into him. Getting the occasional citadels, but I'm working him down nonetheless. I've also got support from a battleship and a DD, so I feel very confident in this engagement. And with the Petropavlovsk dead, that basically sums up my contribution to this fight for the most part. So we're going to go ahead and fast forward here to the end, but unfortunately I don't have the post-battle results, any screenshots from it, because there's a bug going on where every so often you get kicked out to your port without seeing the post-battle results. I don't know why that's happening. Got the worst cotton mouth today. I'm going to have to go drink about 3 gallons of water to go fix this afterwards. So remember, position your enemies so that they're in front of you. You don't want somebody having your broadside. Use that AP, even against things like Smolensk. It's brutal. The special penetration mechanics, I mean, has improved ricochet angles. It's got improved shell timers, so you get fewer overpens. If you're fighting a DD, okay, go ahead and use that high explosive, but it's mediocre at best. Other than that, the ship is it's pretty broken. It's got a big turning radius, but really you hardly notice it because it's got a decent rudder shift time. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. If you liked this video, please give a like and a subscribe down below, and I will see you all next time.